Well, hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to the Reforming Nerddom podcast. I am your host for this episode, Jordan Cecile, a.k.a. Nadraj, a.k.a. the Archivist. I'm joined today by one of the three amigos, P. Nate, a.k.a. Pastor Nate, a.k.a. Nathaniel P. Wright. Nate, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to record. It's been a little while, I think, and I can't wait to hear whether or not I won this contest.
Yes, the anticipation is building. That is true. And we are not joined by Ben Jamin. He was having technical issues, unfortunately, internet problems, actually all around the area, which has been really annoying. But unfortunately, Ben couldn't join us today. But we are joined again by popular demand by the one and only, the real Parker Brown of the Watchwell podcast. Parker,
how's it going? Thanks for having me
brother.
again, guys. Such a fun time.
Yeah, I know we're excited to have you back. Listeners, today we're actually going to do our, like we mentioned a couple weeks ago, we're going to do our results of our 2025 movie predictions. And I need to make a comment because we did the thing last week that we hoped we never did or would do, and that was we missed an episode. So listeners, if you are now listening right now, last week there was not an episode, and unfortunately, we just weren't able to do it. It
happens.
We were moving into our new place last week, and it was just nuts. Exhausted. Nate and Ben were crazy. I mean, our school kicked off at the beginning of this week. King's Cross Academy. Ben being the headmaster there, headmaster Ben, and we were all just nuts. So, listeners, if you're still here, we appreciate your patience. We appreciate your long suffering as you were waiting with bated breath for the next episode of Reforming
Your week
Nerddom.
just didn't feel complete without the nerddom at the end of it.
Yeah.
So,
But you know what? It felt weird for me. Like I've kind of we've gotten used to. I mean, like, yeah, the summer was a little bit different, but like generally, it's every week we're recording something. Sometimes with greater levels of preparedness than others, but it's always fun to be able to do this. So glad we're back at it, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. That was we didn't like that. We had to miss that, but you know, as Parker said, life happens. Sometimes it happens. So we appreciate your patience, listeners. And but yeah, Parker, why don't you? I don't know what's going on with you. How have things been? You had some exciting news you mentioned to us before, and as we were prepping
We
here,
had our third kid. Rawlings Kennedy was born about a month and a half ago.
awesome.
So I'm officially a girl dad.
That's
Officially
fine.
a girl
Nice.
dad. Like, how
Yeah.
awesome is that?
It is pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
So,
is.
you know,
On-
I
yeah.
always feel like whenever I touch her or pick her up or anything like that, I'm going to break her. And changing diapers, you know, makes me uncomfortable because the parts are different.
Yeah. That's right.
So take that for what it's worth.
Did you have an increased willingness to murder somebody if they ever touched her? Did you notice that come upon yourself?
So not quite yet. But it's brewing. Like, I can feel it kind of coming on, you know? The boys are just, you know, go out and do whatever you want and jump off a cliff. And her, I just want to kind of, you know, just hold her and protect her from the wind.
My oldest, she's just about to turn 9, and she's talking about boys now, and it's just funny how even in that like 9-year-old thing where they're still like, oh, so and so has a crush on. It's like, do you know what that means? It's like, well, no, not really. It's like, okay, let's wait. But then it's just I see her like interacting with other boys and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, don't love it, but it's also kind of it's fun to see them grow up. But it's like, I know your dad. And unfortunately, some of the boys, it's like, I'm not sure I could beat them up. So,
Yeah. Well, you got to get into
know?
jiu-jitsu, man.
Well, that's it. That's why
You can change
we have
that.
That's
Well, our
right.
church has a jiu-jitsu dojo, which is
We need to make
hilarious.
jiu-jitsu and guns cool again.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
So,
Wait, are you guys in Canada?
We are, yeah.
We're,
Oh,
it sucks.
It's
I
hard, to
forgot
make,
for
it's
a
hard to
second.
make guns cool again in Canada. I mean, it's
Yeah.
cool for our little circle, but generally speaking,
I kind of had a momentary lapse in memory there. You guys are up north.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
unfortunately.
California but worse.
Yeah, but we'll pray for you. Well, not by much.
Not by much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I do have a gun, but it is one that, I mean, yeah, it's a shotgun. Can have a
Yeah,
handgun.
for hunting, right? For hunting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Emphasis on the for hunting.
Yeah,
For hunting.
for hunting potential suitors is It's really
Yeah,
what
that's
That's
right.
right. Yeah,
That's
that's right.
hilarious. Well, we will down here in, the good old United States, we will pray for y'all.
Yeah,
we
we
appreciate it.
appreciate that. I saw it was this was a while back, but it was Brian Sove asking people about what gun he should buy, and just seeing all the people chime in and stuff. And all I saw, it was like that meme where it's like standing at the window, just like longingly looking out the window, and it's just like that's how we feel. Where I can't even like we literally cannot buy a handgun in
Yeah,
Canada.
all
Like it's
all the
not
gun
even.
suggestions were banned in Canada, and I'm like,
Yeah,
"No, can't get that. No, can't get that."
yeah,
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 That is
nothing.
wild, man.
it's
Yeah.
Well,
brutal.
So
the next time we get together, I'll have to have you guys on an episode of Watch Well, and we'll have to watch a movie that is all about guns,
Let's do
and
it.
we'll have to talk about it.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure we need more prayer. So if the better audience or the reach that we can get as Canadians to you Americans, because I don't think a lot of Americans realize how crazy it is up here. I was actually talking to a guy who's a former Navy SEAL. This is probably like 6 months ago, and he actually had no idea. He had no idea that we can't own a handgun. It just blew his mind. I think he was maybe down in Texas or maybe South Carolina or somewhere down in the south there, and he just couldn't fathom not being able to have a gun. It's like, yeah, well,
Yeah, it's like in our cells down here,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's
It's
Oh,
like
I would have one on me all the time. My wife would have one on
yeah,
her. Like,
yeah.
there's just yeah, it
There's
would
always
be
one
without
within
question.
reach with, with me. I've
Yeah,
got it on me in my
yeah,
bag. I got it, in the
yeah,
house somewhere. Like there's always one within reach.
yeah. No,
Uh,
it's
but
one day, Nate, we'll do it. We'll get
one
it.
day.
yeah,
While
Our kids will, yeah, we're
yeah,
working towards it.
our Lord willing, our grandkids will grow up in a country, Canada, where they can also have a firearm within reach. That's our goal.
Yep, that's right.
yeah.
It,
Make self defense cool again. How about that?
There you go.
yeah, yeah. So Parker, how's the Watchwell podcast going? How
It's going
I know
really
you were
well,
saying
man.
you're busy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're staying busy. Again, with all the conferences and stuff that we've been going to, it's been tough to kind of get the movie stuff out. So, I mean, I was actually I was in a live stream chat over on Keith Foskey's channel, and we had people in his chat room asking us when we were gonna get back to the movie review stuff. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
coming. We're actually gonna we're starting to do parents guides, and I'm gonna start a blog soon.
Cool.
And we're gonna start trying to help parents kind of navigate what to allow their children to watch. And there's just so much content out there right now that is just flying by our eyes, right? And it's near impossible to keep up with how much content is coming at you in order to like sit down and vet everything before you let your kids watch it.
For sure.
So we wanted to offer that as value to just have like a safe, trusted source, like a plugged in movie review, or like an IMDb, but specifically rooted in the foundation of Scripture and the Bible and all these things that parents
Uh-huh.
can go to and trust. And obviously, there's going to be disagreements. You can't please everybody. There's always a limit to opinion, but at the very least, they would be able to know what's in and what is contained inside those movies, so that their kids are safe and stuff like that.
That's a really cool idea. I think so. We use oftentimes Common Sense Media,
Yeah, we've used
and
that too.
yeah, and it's good. Like they're obviously not coming from a scriptural standpoint. So sometimes when they say, oh, it's really great on diversity, great show, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll read your review, and that actually shows me that I don't want to let my kids show it. So that is a helpful tool, but man, that is sorely needed. So I'm glad that's on your radar. That would be awesome.
And I think it was at this conference. I just went to the Blue Collar Confessionalism Conference at East River Church in Batavia, Ohio. It's Michael Foster's church. And I did like a man on the street kind of thing. We went around, I did a video on it, and we did asking people, the speakers and the conference attendees, what their favorite movies were. And I actually asked a mom if I could use her kids for the video. So their kids are in the video, and it was really cute and adorable. And, they were saying stuff like Finding Nemo and different things. Well, that next day I was talking to their dad, and I think this is who I was talking to. If they ever find this video and it's not you, I apologize. But I think it was him, where he was actually saying that plugged in movie reviews is kind of hit or miss. So there's
Mm,
a trust thing there with
yep.
plugged in. So it does seem like there is a market for, a solid, consistent Christian, up to date movie critic type thing.
Yeah. And
So
and with how wide your network is, like people that you're meeting at these conferences, people you've had on the podcast and stuff, you could almost like you could have 30 people who it's like whenever you watch a movie with your family, you go on and write the review so that it doesn't all fall to you because it would seem pretty daunting that you got to get, thousands of movies reviewed up on whatever that site is. But if you have a bunch of trusted sources and you can kind of go through and get some help putting that together with guys who are like minded, that'd be yeah, that
yeah,
would be
like
sorely needed
I would
big
love
time.
to have like a contributor based kind of thing where
Yeah.
you guys write for it, we write for it, anybody else that's, a Christian that's kind of in that space write for it. Um
All right.
that
So
would be that
really,
would be really
really
cool.
controversial, Mr. Real Parker Brown.
Uh-oh.
There's K-pop Demon Hunter. Where do you stand? We have a mutual friend who who recommended this, and then we also have mutual friends who came down hard on said friend. What do you
Yeah.
think?
So I did a video on this, and I don't want to say that it was a premature video because at the outset of the video I said that I haven't seen it yet, and I still haven't seen it yet. But but I think this one, I've had some trusted sources in my network, outside of the ones you're talking about, relate it to Harry Potter,
Huh.
uh, and relate it to different things. I think that what we need to do is we need to rely on discernment as
Yeah.
parents in this area. And again, this is just my opinion, so feel free to disagree. But I think that the maturity of the child that you're talking about. So when I was doing the video, I was a little harsh in saying like, I wouldn't let my kids watch it, but my kids are 5 and 2. They have no
Mhm.
real uh, robust theological worldview yet. They're too young.
Right.
But the trusted source that I was referencing, uh, his kids are older. I think they're just before high school or in high school or something like that. Maybe he was talking about his grandkids. I think he was talking about his grandkids, and they're older. And and conviction is going to be a big deal, here on the parents. And I think that it's just when you get into these nitty gritties and you're talking about witchcraft and wizardry and all these different things, you can see you can see eternal Christian truth and narrative in them, and I think that that's okay to watch and point out. But if you don't have, parental guidance, or if you don't have, that basis in scripture as a kid, it could get dangerous. So I think for that video that I did on K-pop Demon Hunters, I would say that I was a little harsh in saying like, no, don't watch it. I think I would kind of pull that back a little bit now and say, use discernment. As parents, if you're raising your kid up in scripture and the ways of the Lord, and all these different things, and you feel that the maturity level is there, the emotional maturity level is there, then that's on you. You're the parent. You can make
Right.
that decision for your kids. Um, but because he related it to Harry Potter, which, I'm biased because Harry Potter was huge when I was a kid. I love those movies, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, I would just, you know, I would defer to parental discernment
Right.
and child maturity in
It's
in the details of that. What do you
It's
guys think?
interesting too, because there is that category of, like, there are certain things, obviously, that I will let my kids watch on their own, and you can't watch everything with your kids if you're gonna
Mhm.
let them, invest in stories and things like that. But there are certain movies that's like, I'm fine with that, but I'm watching it with you so that we can play
Yeah.
spot the lie a little bit, so I can
Right.
pause it a couple times and we can talk about it because there is that sort of thing. So I think that's a good category for, like, this can be good if you watch it with them and work through it with them and they have a Christian worldview well established. Because I think that is a totally
Mhm.
different category. There are movies that I wouldn't even recommend necessarily to adult Christians who aren't watching it with discernment,
Right.
right? It's
Right.
like so, yeah, anyway,
Yeah, and I would
good
I would
answer.
also say, it is a form of, like, you gotta ride that line of balance between sheltering your kid from a world they'll inevitably be in,
Totally.
but not of, right? So it's like you kinda wanna train them to your point about watching it with them, and watching it with them and teaching them how to pull out those
Yeah.
biblical truths that may not align with the messaging of the film. And that's where you spot the lie, right? So it's like that is the exercise. And that's kind of what we try to do on our podcast. And, you guys are trying to reform nerdom, right? So it's like that's what we're all trying to do is take the entertainment industry and put it back under lay it back to the feet of the cross and align the messaging in the films to the narratives in which they're built upon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's good.
So,
It's good.
Yeah.
You handled
I'm
that
curious,
curveball
Park.
well, sir.
thanks. I hope
Yeah,
I
well
did. I'm
done.
probably you
Yeah.
can't make everybody happy.
No, no,
You learn that real fast in this podcast game.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
I'm curious, Parker, you're talking about kind of a plugged-in alternative. Have you given thought to, because this is a thing that I've often thought about with these movie reviews, where especially when you get into some content that has nudity, sexuality, and then you have, like, a Christian site where it's, like, talking about those scenes and talking about the number of times, inappropriate language is used and all that. Do you think that there are certain movies that you would just say, "We're not even gonna watch because we know of this," so that somebody doesn't
Yeah.
even have to expose himself? Because I think that's even a thing where you go to, is it Common Sense that's focused on the family, or is that Plugged In? Which one is whatever one
Um,
is focused on
Y
the family, whichever one, I can't remember
that
which
one's
one.
I think that one's plugged in.
yes,
Okay,
so Common
and
Sense is not Christian.
Yeah.
okay, so Plugged In, and then it's like a Christian reading, or that you're reading, it's like, well, I don't even like the fact that a Christian had to sit down and watch it to then be able to say, "Oh, it has nudity and sexuality and all these different things in it." So it's like, do you think that there are certain things there where it's just, "You know what? We're not even like, our review of it is that you shouldn't even watch it, and we're
Yeah.
not even gonna subject." Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's the yeah. Yeah, 'cause
Yes.
I find that's a problem with Plugged In. It's like no Christian should have to watch a sex scene to tell other Christians not to watch a sex scene. I don't think that's
Yeah. And I think that yeah, I would agree.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Because so I think that would be great, because I think that's where I think and, I mean, Focus on the Family, I don't think would have the same, like, reformed worldview that we would all have, and that I
Yeah.
think would, and so I think to be able to have a resource like that from a as Joe Boot would always say, like a reformational worldview, I think that would be so helpful, because I think there's those movies where it's just like, hard stop, don't even turn this on, and and even just right from the get go, because it's like there's no way that this can be edifying or sanctifying to you. Just stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there are movies that are going through my head that are definitely in that category as you're talking about it for sure.
Yeah,
That I, unfortunately admittedly have seen. But
yeah, oh yeah,
we've all stepped into that.
yep,
Um but I do think that it's tough. I don't know. Maybe that's a conversation for another day, but yes, I would agree generally speaking that like a 30,000 foot view, there's definitely that category where it's like we walked out of the theater.
yeah,
We didn't watch it. Like don't go see it.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
there are things that are, just the mere like looking at it or whatever is sinful.
yeah,
Like you can't deny that category. So yeah. But maybe in
yeah,
the details of like, okay, well what is explicit and what is not, and intention behind certain scenes. I think maybe it gets a little gray in the details.
mhm,
But there definitely is a line where if you go across it, it's like, okay, this was just completely unnecessary to the plot. This is completely, just graphic to be graphic.
mhm.
Um, so those are just some of my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that is a good conversation to have. I know we often talk about that with media, right? What is appropriate and what's not, but it would be interesting for us to kind of walk through like what is and is not appropriate, because there are certain things that come up in a movie where nothing is shown, but it's not hard for your mind to go to where it's obviously
Yeah.
pointing, right? And even the thing that came to mind was Sound of Freedom, and obviously that movie has no actual scenes in it, but there's like the scene where, the little girl's in the bed and then the drunk old guy comes into the room. It's like, well, it doesn't take much for my mind to understand what that is saying is about to
Yes.
happen, right? But
Yes.
then there's also scenes in scripture where it's like Lot and his daughters. Well, it tells
Yeah.
us explicitly what happened. So it's just, it'd be interesting to actually for us to like walk through like what is and is not appropriate, because the Bible uses scenes and imagery that doesn't leave much to the imagination either, and that's inspired scripture, so that's obviously not bad. But so then what does that look like as Christians, and what does it look like in new Christendom for us to make movies that I mean, a good movie is gonna have bad guys and conflict, so we gotta have sin portrayed in these movies in order to show victory over it, but how do we even do that? So I think that'd be an
Yeah,
interesting conversation to have at
I
some
don't know
point.
if I would even be able to exhaust that. I don't know if I would have an answer because yeah, I mean, that's like, I'm thinking of, like, "Don't make your brother stumble," like, I'm thinking of all these things. It's like,
Mhm,
if you run that back, wouldn't it be, I don't know of a better word to use than, like, just it would degrade it to where you can't show anything.
mhm,
Totally.
Like, if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And
I don't know if you're go
there is
ahead.
a sense in that sort of don't cause a weaker brother to stumble where it's like, but we also, we aren't to leave our weaker brothers weaker, right? So it's like,
Yeah,
and they're actually not to hold their weak conscience over, right, lord over, those the stronger conscience. So like
yeah.
there is a because you're right, you can run that back to like you can't do anything. We shouldn't serve wine in communion. We shouldn't do like any right. You can run that play, if you will. So there's obviously a limitation to that, and I think that art. I think that's a good point, Jordan. There's passages that as a family integrated church, there are passages that I wouldn't be preaching on, and Ezekiel in particular, that I'm thinking about in terms of some of the imagery, right? And even so when we preach through Genesis and you get to, Dinah and the story of Dinah and, Reuben and Levi going out and slaughtering everybody who's been circumcised and are drunk, for the pain.
I mean,
That
yeah,
got dicey, and I had to think
yeah.
through the language I was using as I was preaching through that text, knowing that there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds in service with us, right?
And you bring up a good point too, like, if we held the Bible up to the Motion Picture Association of America, what rating would you guys
yeah,
give it?
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
great point. Yeah,
It'd probably be mature, right?
yeah,
It wouldn't be
yeah,
R.
yeah,
yeah.
for
Do
sure.
you know
So
the guy, the creator of Earthworm Jim? He's a Christian guy, he's pretty outspoken, he's done some
Doug
stuff with,
TenNapel.
yeah, that guy, and, he was showing, like, comic art, concept art that he was doing for a David comic series, and it was David holding the bloody head uh, of Goliath, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the true story that no
that's awesome.
Christians." He even, like, I think used the language that no Christian media has the balls to make, and it was like, "Oh," like, because really, he goes and like saws off the head of a giant. It wasn't like a clean slice, right? Like, just be
Yeah,
sitting there
there's
like hacking
there's
away at,
it would have been gruesome for sure.
right?
Yeah, like, let me
So
ask this question because I'd love, you guys are probably more reformed than me, like, I'm still kinda on that path if I'm being transparent. So, like, I would love your opinion on this. So, like, you threw me a curveball, I'll give you one. So, like, is simply looking upon nudity inherently sinful? What do you guys think about that one?
Uh, so I would say it depends on what you mean by looking upon nudity. So I think you
Well, let me
can't.
give you a little more context too. Like, is intention behind the reason why it would be in a film, does that matter?
Yeah. So I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with like sculptures or visual art and things like that that sort of depict you've seen some of the medieval artwork that has Adam and Eve and they're depicted. I don't think there's anything inherently sinful about that. But I do think that it would be sinful in a movie or even in sort of nude modeling. So in that artwork, if you got a nude model, and the reason I think that is because, like, you can't fake nudity, right? Is that like, would I allow my wife to pose for a nude, class? And the answer is no. And
Mhm.
why? Because I think that is you can say it's all about the artwork all you want to, but I do think that's something that you can't fake. So I think there's a difference in film, even live film versus animated film and all that kind of stuff. I think there's something inherently different because those scenes, whether it's with nudity or with sex, you aren't that is somebody, that is a person, and that person is getting naked. That person is, doing whatever it is that they're doing with the member of the opposite sex, the other actor. So I think that is wrong. I think that there'd be all kinds of, if I was to cite passages, it wouldn't even necessarily have to go to the causing a brother to stumble so much as it would go to modesty, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're
Mhm.
commanded to be modest, and it doesn't give an asterisk for, when you're disrobing for art class. So I do think that there are certain things that just aren't permissible in art, and I would say that that's one of them. That's my thought. I don't know about you, Jordan.
I mean, uh, I think that's a hard one, because I
Mm.
I I don't think so a show that comes to mind that I started watching, I stopped watching it for many reasons, but, like The Last of Us, just because I was a huge fan of the video game, but in one of the early episodes, there was, like, a cadaver lying on the table, and it when they lifted up the sheet, it was a woman, and she was nude, and it's like, well, there's nothing about that, seeing, like, a mutated body like that, that is, like, arousing. But Nate, I think your point, because I was trying to think about it a little bit as you were talking, it's like that was an actual woman, a daughter, a wife, somebody's wife who's now, like, lying naked in front of a room full of men, and so it's just, like, the way that we then see that. So even in that c like, if I was to walk down the street and somebody was, like, a drug addict or something downtown was lying there and didn't have a shirt on, it's like, there's nothing about that is that's sexual, that's actually sad. But I in that kinda setting, it's like, it does seem to me that nudity, it's like, I would never be comfortable in any context for art, for anything, for any one of my daughters or my wife to be shown, so I don't think it would be appropriate for a woman, somebody else's daughter or wife to be seen, especially with the way that imagery, it's not like a private thing that somebody has in their, like a painting, a one-off painting that somebody has in their house or whatever, it's or that I mean, not that I'm gonna have a painting of my own wife, uh, right? So it's like, I guess
Makes the
in
new
no
house,
context,
tours a little bit awkward.
I guess it's like, is that if that's just in my bedroom that the door is locked, maybe, but, like, even then, so, yeah, I think
But
I would
but I
I
mean,
would
it
lean
brings up
towards.
I don't wanna derail this whole episode, so just move
I
us
don't either,
along
but
when
I
you
do
need
have a
to.
follow-up.
Okay, but
Yeah.
there is a I mean, we now live in a world where CG and animation and stuff like that is such that you could include that cadaver that doesn't include a live model, and then is
Yes,
that
and that,
is that
yeah,
okay? And I honestly
yeah,
I think these are questions that I think are worth having, but also recognizing it's sort of like the, we would all consider ourselves Christian nationalists, I think, and but there's a big like, okay, debate on is it top down, is it bottom up, like how do nations become Christian and all that kind of stuff, and in some ways, I think some of the conversations are premature because it's like we're talking about something that's not even gonna be realistic for another couple generations, assuming
mhm,
everything keeps moving in the right direction. So it's like, why are we dividing and fighting over questions that our grandkids are gonna have? Like, it's worth us, writing books and writing papers and talking on podcasts about what that is, but when we really get into, like, dividing ministries over some of these things, it's a problem. So I only
Mhm.
say that to say, like, I think some of this stuff is a bit premature because I don't think we should be utilizing even CGI and AI for that kind of nudity in the current culture that we live in. I think with the pervasiveness of pornography and the rampant lust in our churches, I don't think that's even a conversation that we're mature enough to have just yet. I think that there needs to be a sort of it's like the guy who alcohol has mastered him for 20 years. It's like, yeah, I don't think that you should be having a whiskey with the boys yet. But I do think that ultimate sanctification and maturity will get you to the point where you can master this thing and enjoy one of God's good gifts in a mature and responsible way, but it's not tomorrow. And so I think I would kind of punt that, and I don't mean for that to be a sort of gotcha or let's not talk about it. I just think these are good conversations to have, but right now we don't even have good Christian content in terms of movie making. So why are we even talking about this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, 'cause I think the reality is, sadly, so many men in our church actually are still in the throngs of pornography, so they're not at
Exactly.
a place where they can see. I mean, I think the 3 of us, further along in being Christian men and, thankful that God has, sanctified my mind, and so I can see
Amen.
a nude woman, and that's or even just like a woman in a bikini at the beach. I mean, that's unavoidable almost if you wanna go to the beach with your family, and that doesn't cause me to go and stumble, and so I'm thankful for that. But sadly, I don't think most men in our men's ministries in our churches are ready for that. And so it's not yeah, I don't think it's a conversation yet because it's like we need to deal with the fact that you're watching actual hardcore pornography. Like that
Yeah.
needs to be dealt with before we can equip guys to see a nude body and not have it ruin their day, you know?
Yeah, I love Nate, I love how you put that. I 100% agree. My only follow-up was, like, the standard so where I struggle with this is the standard that you drew was, we wouldn't want our wives to do that, we wouldn't want our daughters to do that, but then if you take that one step, we'll say for the sake of the argument, we'll take that one step more innocent. Would you with that same standard of we wouldn't want our wives to do it, we wouldn't want our daughters to do it, would you want your wife or daughter to do a kissing scene? And if that would be no, then, like, I don't know where to draw that line sometimes outside of the obvious. Does that make
Yeah,
sense where I'm coming from?
that's a
Because
great
so
question.
here's the other thing too, like, if you look at the medical field, all of those are real people. And you have textbooks and you have clinicals that you have to do and you have cadaver labs that you have to be in, and you're doing that for a particular reason that isn't sinful. So I guess my position would be just the mere looking upon nudity would not be inherently sinful, like you said at the outset. But where do we draw that line in the entertainment industry? Is it meant to titillate, or is it for a different purpose? And does that even matter sometimes? So I kind of get jumbled up in this too, if I'm being transparent, where it's like, follow your conviction and we'll leave it at that. Don't watch porn.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I do think, like, so would I be okay with it? Like, well, no, probably not, but, like, am I also okay with, like, walking down the beach and seeing a guy with a, who's jacked walk by my
That's a
wife in
good
a,
point.
without a shirt? Like, no, I'd rather that not happen either. Would I
Right.
rather, like, a hunk, move in next door that I who's, mowing his lawn with his shirt off? No, I'd
Just
rather that
constantly
not be the
sweating.
case, but I don't think that's inherently yeah. So I
It's
don't
like,
think
why are you always sweating with your shirt off?
Jordan, moving um, so I don't think that there would be anything inherently sinful about a married woman doing a kissing scene in a movie with caveats. So, like, I also think, like, this is for those Christian movie makers who are thinking through this stuff. I think that there's a big difference. I don't think that you need to show everything that we are used to showing. Like, if you watch some of the old, like, Tim Burton stuff and everything, I don't know how you feel about Tim Burton. Jordan and Ben don't like Tim Burton. I like Tim Burton.
I'm okay
And
with
so
him.
yeah, and sometimes I think one of the things I like is that he understands that not showing something can sometimes be actually scarier than showing the thing.
Mhm.
And so I think, like, there'd be if my wife was an actress and she was acting in out a scene and she had to kiss a guy, there is a major difference between a kiss on screen that's meant to stir things and a kiss on scene that starts off that doesn't, elicit arousal in either of the actors and then moves off or moves down or pans out or whatever it is that is not asking my wife to do something overtly sexual with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
I think you can actually do that though without her having to actually lay her lips on another man. And Chris Hemsworth did this in one of the Thor movies with like he didn't actually kiss Natalie Portman. It was his wife. They put a wig
Oh,
on her
that's right. I
and
remember that now that you say it. Yeah. That
oh
did
yeah,
happen.
and yeah, so it's mean like you don't even have to have that. Like
but
you
that
can
that that then asks a whole other question. Well, if that's my wife, then yeah, how
yeah,
far
well
do we
that
want to go with the scene here? Like, you know what I
right?
I mean,
mean?
I th
So
I think it's a great business decision because she got paid to stand in.
yeah,
Yeah,
seriously, talk
yeah,
about
that's
It's like,
right.
productive
"Hey, I'm
household.
acting, I get paid. My wife is gonna do this, and you have to pay her too."
Yeah.
Man, Chris, he's playing 3D chess.
Oh yeah, he is.
4D,
All
4D.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
so
questions
sorry
though.
sorry for that,
No, that's all
rabbit
right.
trail,
That's all right.
but
No, that's good. No, that's good. I mean, I'd like to maybe circle back and go a little bit deeper because again, I'm thinking of more things in scripture, like even David running naked through the streets. It's like, how would you depict that on film without
Yeah,
like
seriously.
make right?
doing
So
that,
it's like,
yeah.
are you showing his like
And t and telling
so
his wife, "I'll
what's
become more undignified." I'm cool with that.
yeah right? So
I'm
like,
telling you,
where's
man,
the
the
line?
Bible's rated mature.
Yeah.
It seriously, and so
Yeah.
I think it would
Jordan,
be
that's
actually really
not
interesting.
prescriptive. That's not prescriptive
Yeah.
tech.
It's not prescriptive.
Yeah, I mean, we want Crossroads to really make a name for ourselves in Ingersoll, right?
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, that was good. So, all right, why don't we now we're gonna pivot. We're gonna pivot into topic of the show, which is our movie score prediction results. So, for listeners, it was a few months back, probably 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. I can't remember exactly when
Man, has it
we.
been that long?
I think it has been. Let me see here if I can quickly pull up when I created this. It was back in March when
Whew.
we, yeah, so April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, close to 6 months. Yeah, it
Man, we
was
need to
March.
collab more often. That's too long.
That
I
You
is
guys
know.
are a
too
lot
I
of
long.
agree.
fun.
Yeah, so March. Yeah, 6 months. That's crazy. That went by really quick. So yeah, we have our results, and for listeners, if you don't remember the movies that we looked at, leading up to this, it was The Electric State, Snow White, a Minecraft movie, Thunderbolts, aka The New Avengers,
Yeah.
Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, Karate Kid Legends, Ballerina, one of the John Wick spinoffs, How to Train Your Dragon, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, Fantastic Four: First Steps, and last but not least, Superman. So,
Alright,
first up,
I think I've only seen 4 of those as I was counting them as you listed them off.
yeah, there's a bunch here that we just I mean, the last 6 months, I guess, have just been, so many of these came out in the summer, and so many of these, it was just, like, times where holidays or, just not being able to get out, and so there's a few here that I missed that I really wanna see, and so I'm I think they still might be in theaters, so I really wanna go see them. So, like, F1 was the big one that I really wanted to see in theaters, and I just didn't get a chance to, so I need to actually look and see if, I think it might still be playing, so I need to try to get out to see that. But anyways, why don't we start off with The Electric State? This was the one with, Chris Pratt and, oh, shoot, what's her name? Chris Pratt and the girl from Stranger Things. I forget
Millie
her name.
Bobby
But
Brown.
anyways, Millie Bobby Brown. Thank you very much. And so this one, Parker, you had predicted. So again, listeners, again, just even to refresh everybody's memory on the scoring, we asked all four of us, Ben included, to give a prediction on what the critic score would be for the movies, as well as the audience score. And we were saying that if you got a perfect score, you got 10 points. If you got within five or less, you got 5 points. And then if you were within 10 points of the score, you got two. Anything else, no points. We added everything up. And so, even just to clarify as well, Parker, I was going through and adding the scores up for a lot of these as they were coming out. But we decided in our last episode to give the best, most accurate representation of the movies. We're going to go with as the scores are now. All the reviews are in. It's accumulated a lot of audience reviews. So right now, this was about a week or two ago that I went and updated all this. So we're using actual numbers from today, so it gives the best idea of what the scores are.
Perfect.
So these are up to date based on all of the critic and audience scores. So the Electric State, Parker predicted a 70 critic, an 85 audience. Nate, you were a 68 and a 79. Ben was a 65 and a 72. I was a 75 and an 85. The actual scores: critic 14, audience 68.
Oh, you're
So the
close.
only person to score any points on this was Ben, because he scored a 72 for audience. So he was within four for that.
Wow.
I had the worst prediction. Parker, you and I were pretty bad. You were off for your critic score by 56.
Yeah, that was
I
it
was
was
I was off by 61. That was and I'll own it, that was the worst prediction of the entire thing.
this
Wow.
was a
I
terrible
w
movie.
It was
ah,
terrible. I
This
know.
was a terrible movie. I think I watched 15 minutes of it and was like, "This is stupid. My time's worth more than the investment for this thing."
I
And then
okay,
I
didn't
turned
so
it off.
either.
I didn't actually even turn it on, and
Don't.
because I
It's
heard
awful.
it really
Yeah,
was that bad,
honestly,
eh?
my wife was not excited to watch it, and so it one of those nights where she fell asleep earlier than me, and I tried to turn it on, and it was like 20 minutes. I'm like, I could be in bed with my wife right now. I'm
Yeah.
out. This is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. It was
uh,
awful.
Yeah.
That's
I couldn't even get
that's
through it, man.
That's crazy. I mean, Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, yeah, Tucci, I think, another big actor. Russo brothers made it. Like, that's shocking to me that it was such a bad movie.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm sure in a couple of months I'll give it another shot, but I watched 15 minutes of it and I was like, "Dude, I got other things to do, man. I don't have time for this."
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not even worth me going back and trying to watch it, so that's good to know
No,
because
it's really
that's
not.
one I will cross off my list because there's a few here that I would like to see, so alright,
I
so
mean,
that
just like
was the
just
ele
like any Marvel movie, it's I mean, the screenplay and the visual effects are really good, but
right.
the plot just and the characters just ugh.
It just
Okay.
wasn't interesting, honestly.
No,
It
it
looked
really
so
wasn't.
interesting, and it wasn't interesting at
That's
all.
right.
Is
Yeah.
it one of those examples of they just showed all the good stuff in the trailer? Is that what the problem of this? Because
Yeah,
the trailer looked okay.
yeah, but probably partially just because the visuals were the only good thing
Yeah.
in it, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I think the critics
Alright.
nailed it on this one.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
yeah, I mean, big difference, 14 for critic, 68 for the audience. So audience didn't hate it. It was actually the worst audience rated movie out of all of them.
Yeah, it should
And
have
by
the
far,
we need a more, more critical audience. The audience is
yeah,
too nice.
yeah. All right. So The Electric State. Bad movie, listeners. Don't waste your time. All right, next up, Snow White. Parker, you had predicted a 75 critic, a 65 audience. Nate, you were 83 and 71. Ben was a 60 and a 58. I was 85 and a 70. And in this one, we had our first perfect prediction
Ooh.
Ooh,
by yours truly.
Oh.
So I got a perfect. Yep, 70.
nice.
Yep,
Wow.
the actual critic score was a 39. Audience was a 70. So I perfectly predicted that. And then Parker, you were within five. You picked, you guessed 65 for the audience, and it was a 70. So you got 5 points. Nate, on this one, you got 5 points because you were within one. You picked or guessed a 71.
Wow.
So you got 5 points, and Benjamin was off on both, so no points. No points.
So I
Did you
didn't
get a
see
chance to
this,
watch this? Yeah.
but my wife went with our daughters and another friend from the church and her daughter, and she was like, "It was fine. It was good. It was nothing special." She was like, "There wasn't any of the wokey, like not enough of that in it that we were concerned about." She was like, "It was just fine." She's like, "It's not better than the original, but." And she was a little disturbed by the animation. She thought the animation of the dwarves was a little bit like our girls didn't love it. They thought they looked
Mm,
gross, but it was
yeah.
fine.
Because I think this one, if you didn't know the story of Snow White, you wouldn't have known what they changed, right? Like the issue
Correct.
with it was the fact that they changed things, but if you didn't know that, it
Yeah,
was
like
just a
right.
story. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
I
I'm
haven't
gonna be
watched
honest,
it.
I refuse to watch this one because Snow White isn't white.
Yeah,
Fair. Yeah, it's fair.
It's
yeah. No, and that's
like, how do you completely change the character like that? Like, you have I mean, Snow White's been around since what, the '40s?
Yeah. It's
it.
the
Yeah, I mean, it
oldest
was.
animated
It's
movie,
the
right?
it's the
Yeah,
oldest isn't it the oldest Disney movie?
Yeah.
yeah. It's the oldest
And
animated
and you
movie.
got
Yeah,
how many years is that? Oh,
Oh,
19
like it's like
n
80
90
something years, yeah.
90 years or something like that? 90-year IP, and you're gonna change the qualities of a character like that? I hate when that
well,
happens.
and didn't they in the story make something about her parents in a snowstorm, and that's why she was Snow White, not because she was actually white?
Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah, it
something
was
like
something
that.
like that. Colleen said it was kind of a dumb it was dumb, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
I don't know. Maybe we'll watch it with the kids because I mean, if the music's good, I don't know. Did Colleen like the music
she did.
when she
Yeah,
watched
she
it?
said
Yeah,
that was kinda what made the show.
yeah. So
Is Rachel Ziegler, is she actually talented?
She
yes,
is apparently.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so she can sing and
yeah.
she can act, so it's
Yeah,
not yeah,
yeah.
okay.
She's actually yeah. She's one of those annoying woke Hollywood people, but
Yeah,
she's very talented. Like her singing, she's an exceptional singer. There's a
yeah,
reason they put her in this, and so like
And it
for
wasn't
the
her skin
voice,
color.
anyways. No, it was like she does have talent. It's just she was the wrong skin color for the role, but
yeah.
no, she's
And
very
she didn't
good.
wanna play white-faced.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. That'll get some comments. That'll be good for the
oh yeah.
algorithm.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
All right, Snow White. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll watch it with the kids. I don't know. We haven't been watching a ton of Disney stuff. Admittedly, we haven't watched a ton of movies in the last little bit with our kids, anyways. So maybe we will.
But
They like
it
musicals.
sounds like the reviews were pretty accurate to Nate's,
Yeah,
response.
yeah. No, it's true. I mean, critics didn't like it. I mean, I thought the critics were gonna love it. I gave it
I did
a
too. I thought they
80,
were gonna do
85.
the yeah. I thought
Yeah.
they'd do the
So
whole support the woke, ideology of putting a
yep.
black girl in Snow White's place, but
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm
Because
kinda glad that they were a bit more, they looked at the art for the art's sake.
yeah. Because I mean, Parker, you were 36 off for critic. Nate, you were 44. I was 46. I mean, we all missed that one, but
Yeah.
we all
Yeah.
pretty close. The audience, we got pretty close on that. So, all right. Next up, a Minecraft movie. Parker, you predicted a 60 for the critics, 75 for the audience. Nate, you were 45 and 68. Ben was 30 and 55. I was 50 and 71. The actual critic score was a 48. The audience score was an 85. So here, Nate, you got 5 points for your critic score. You were within three. Parker, you got 2 points. You were within 10. Ben Jammin, 0 points. And then I got 5 points because I was within two for the critic score. A Minecraft movie, a cultural phenomenon.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Have
no
have either
kidding.
of you guys actually sat down and watched this? I have not.
No.
I actually don't even know where
So,
it's streaming. Like, is it streaming anywhere?
yeah, I think it's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh,
then I guess for us that would be Crave, I think, is
Yeah.
where we typically get HBO stuff. Yep.
so I supervised this one with my 5-year-old, and when I say supervise, I'm using that highly loosely because, I wasn't paying attention, and it was on in the background while he was watching it, and he still wants to watch it. So,
Oh yeah. So it
for
has
what it's
staying power?
worth, yeah, so 5-year-olds like it.
There you
But
go.
it is Minecraft, and like you said, it's kind of like a I don't know, kind of like a thing. But I never even played
Yeah.
the game as a kid.
Oh, yeah, me
Yeah.
neither. This is way after my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Nate, have your
and
kids
maybe
watched it?
this is just we're just old guys now. We don't get it.
Yeah.
Do your kids watch it, Nate?
Nope. No.
No?
They but
I'm
see,
actually
they don't
waiting
really
for
play Minecraft either.
yeah, because Judah's more into Fortnite, right? That's kind of what
Yeah.
he likes.
Yeah.
Which
If there's a
I am
Fortnite movie,
surprised.
Judah would yeah.
Yeah. I'm very surprised there hasn't been a Fortnite movie announced or there has to be something being planned. There
Oh,
has to be.
yeah.
It's too big.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
It's
sure.
too
It's
big
too
not to.
big.
They're doing a Bluey movie. I just heard
Yep.
today. So that'll be interesting. So if they're doing
I
Bluey,
I imagine
they're
they're
doing
gonna do a
Fortnite.
Fortnite movie, and it'll be like Cameo City. I bet you
Oh
I'd
yeah.
put money on it right now that Justin Bieber shows up in the Fortnite movie.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you're gonna see a big crossover with that one, I would think, because you got all of the streamers that would wanna be in it because they made the icon skins,
yep.
right? So
Yep.
you're probably gonna have what, Tyler Blevins, you're probably gonna have, what's his face? I think he's Cypher PK. I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna have all the main
You'll even have,
streamers
like,
in it,
Mr. Beast and stuff
Mr.
because
Beast.
yeah.
I
Oh
mean, you
yeah.
you could see Star Wars characters come back because they did all the Star Wars stuff. Uh, yeah. I mean,
Well, because Disney
all the Marvel people,
oh yeah.
Yes.
Because
you know?
Disney actually, like, they own, a small percentage. I think they bought maybe, like, 5 or 10% of Epic, so now they actually have some ownership in it, so, like, that's why the IP can so freely be used in Fortnite. They have some ownership
Yeah.
in it.
Great
That would
marketing.
just oh, yeah, it makes me think of Ready Player One. It would just be like that, but just
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
steroids,
Man, what a great
right?
movie. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, has been a while. All right, Minecraft movie. I mean, I actually kinda wanna watch it. I'll probably watch it with the kids. We just don't have Crave to do that, so maybe if there's, like, a deal for Crave, I'll pick it up for a month and watch it. Because I mean,
It'll
Jack
eventually make
Black.
its way to Prime. Like, it'll
Yeah,
be available
yeah,
on Prime for rent or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, like, I enjoy Jack Black enough. I think his silliness is entertaining, so I'd be curious to see how this actually all plays out. So yeah, we'll see. All right, next up, and this is one that I'm really disappointed I haven't seen yet, but I have to see one more movie before I can actually see this one, and that is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Did either of you guys see this one, Mission
Yeah,
Impossible?
I saw it.
Okay. All right. So, Parker, you predicted a 95 critic, 92 audience. Nate, you were 88 and 94. Ben was 91 and 94. I was 93 and 95. The actual critic score was an 80. Audience was an 88. So, Parker, you were within 4 points for the audience. So you got 5 points there. Nate, you got 4 points because you were within 10 for both audience and critic. Ben got 2 points because he had a 94 for the audience, and that was within six. And then I got 2 points because I was within 10 on the audience score. So Parker got the most points for Mission Impossible Reckoning. Parker, what did you think of this movie?
I think the critics and the audience are wrong in their decision to rate this as low as they did because I left the movie theater and I was in awe of this movie.
Oh, yeah? Sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's
I
awesome.
mean, this was I would say the way that they rounded everything out and some of the screenplay was just it was next level, man. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was
How,
nostalgic. I mean, it hit every single category: action, drama. It hit. I mean, if Final Reckoning, the last one, I don't think they could have done it any better. That's just my
Wow.
opinion.
Right on.
It was amazing.
So are you a big Mission Impossible fan?
I mean I grew up on these films, but I wouldn't say that I'm it's like my favorite series or anything. But
Okay.
when I look at this, I mean, I would try to I think I would say that I would look at this objectively and just say, I can't think of another movie that ended such a such an iconic, um, journey, like, series of films better than this.
Hmm.
High
Very
praise.
cool.
It's high
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
praise.
I
Yeah.
was I mean, I walked out of the theater and we looked at my wife. We actually sat there. Just I was, like, in awe of the movie and watched the credits.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Just like and I looked at my wife and I was like, "This was incredible." It kept you on the edge of your seat and then it let you breathe. There's this one scene where he has to go diving into this, he has to go for this sub and in this water and he loses his I don't really want to give too much of away if people haven't seen it, but like just the way that they filmed it was like you felt every millisecond of lack of oxygen that he had. Like it was so
Hmm.
drawn out and you it was actually exhausting to watch
Oh,
because
Huh.
that's cool.
the way that it was just so good, man. It was so good.
See,
That's
this
that's
one
encouraging.
I intentionally didn't watch just because I haven't seen the last one, and Melissa and I are watching through. So we watched the first one. We're on the second one. So we actually want to get through them, and I'm gonna watch this. I want to get through. I don't. How many are there again? Is this the seventh,
I think
sixth,
it's
seventh?
I
7,
thought it was okay. I was gonna say
8
6,
maybe.
but I could be wrong. Okay, there you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
don't
I missed a
remember
few
where it
too
is.
then.
Yeah,
I
so
can't remember.
the last one I watched was with the gun cock or the arm cocking thing with Henry Cavill, and then so there was
Yeah,
one that came
yeah.
out after that that I haven't actually seen yet. So I'd like to get through all these. But that's encouraging because I think I saw some people say
Yeah, there's 8.
that it was not great, but I put so
Point them
little
out to
stock
Parker.
in. Yeah, yeah. So I
Wait,
put
say that again,
such.
Jordan?
I would just say I heard people say that they didn't love it, but I also put such little stock in movie reviewers. So
Oh,
the fact that I would trust what you have to say about it far more than I would trust a movie reviewer.
I mean,
But
my opinion is capable of being wrong. I just don't care because I loved it.
yeah,
It was so good, man. The way that they rounded everything out with characters from the past, and you just saw the gentleman with the knife up there, and oh, it was so good. It was so good.
well, so the summary that Rotten Tomatoes gives, so the critics' consensus, Gargantuan in action, runtime, and scope, The Final Reckoning is a sentimental send-off for Ethan Hunt that accomplishes its mission with a characteristic flair for the impossible. Audience says mission accomplished. So,
Fair enough.
obviously obviously the general consensus is very positive for both. So, yeah, I
Yeah,
look
I would
forward
say
to
go
watching
into
that.
this movie, don't it's kind of, it kinda has a vibe of, like, hang with me here because I don't mean this in the full, you know, definition of what I'm about to say. But if you're going into a Mission Impossible movie looking for realism, you're at
Mhm.
the wrong movie.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
It's kind of like Fast and the Furious, where they're sending
Yeah.
cars to space and jumping off interstates and catching each other with cars and doing random stuff. It's like it's not that kind of movie. It's you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. But if you can do that, I think they did a very, very good job.
Yeah. I mean, just look at Tom Cruise, man. That man just looks he's like 60.
Yeah, and he's still strapping himself to planes and, like,
I
doing
know.
all the stuff that you're watching.
Yeah. He find me, a guy, if you had to say who's, like, the actor of actors of, like, alive today, like, who is there that is more impressive and, has, like, a better catalog of movies that he's been in than Tom Cruise? Like, we
I
could
don't think
just
you can.
w I feel like we just need to do an episode where we actually rank all the Tom Cruise movies, and there's, like,
That'd
25
be a great
movies,
idea. That'd be a great
right?
episode. Yeah.
Because they're all bangers. Like, he has
Yeah.
so many good movies.
I don't know about Vanilla
It's
Sky, though. That one
You
was
know
a
what?
little
That's the one that came to my mind too. I was about to
I
say
don't know about
everybody's got
that
a
one.
Vanilla Sky.
I don't know about
what's
that one.
is it him who's in the one where it's like a weird cult,
Yeah,
rich people thing?
that one's with
What is
Nicole
that?
Kidman.
Yeah,
Eyes
where
Wide
people
Shut.
are
Oh, yeah, Eyes Wide
eyes
Shut.
wide
Yep.
shut. Yeah,
I
and
never
that's the
actually
one where
saw that
people are
one, but
I never did either, but people have said it's a little bit too real, and it's maybe more of a documentary than it is a movie at this point. Because was it Franklin something Coppola or something like that, and then he
I
died after
th
the movie came
that
out?
sound
He, like
yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Anyways. Okay,
But
well, Tom Cruise.
I don't know if you can not in the same category as Tom Cruise. I don't think you're gonna find like, the only person that I could think of that would be, like, as maybe iconic, but in a different way is Will Smith in terms of just volume and
Yeah.
because you go all the way
Or
back to Hitch.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, you have
Tom
s
Hanks.
Fresh
Tom
Prince of
Hanks, I think.
Bel-Air.
I
yeah,
think I think you could
Tom
maybe
Hanks probably. Maybe could you say
Maybe
m
Kevin Costner.
Gene Hackman?
I'm a Kevin Costner fan. So
yeah?
But those aren't, like, action guys, right? They're
no,
not just
Okay.
no.
true
Well,
tried and true
yeah,
action guys.
that's true.
So that's why I'm saying in
Yeah.
terms of volume and, like, movie success maybe, but not like, when you think of an action movie, you think Tom Cruise. You don't think Tom Hanks or Will
It's
Smith,
true.
right? So, I don't know.
So there's the conversation, I think, like, who's the greatest actor of all time? Like, who
Action actor. Yeah.
or just, like, just actor? Because I mean, Tom Cruise has done some non-action stuff, right? Like, Days of Thunder,
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire, right? And
Yep,
those are
yep.
big, very successful, popular movies. Tom Hanks, I don't think you're gonna see him doing any of these stunts, so his a little less versatile, but he's done some great voice acting, like, he's Woody, one of the most iconic animated characters ever.
Well, I mean, you have, oh,
Mm.
man, I'm blanking on the name, Wilson. He's the FedEx employee, and he gets lost at sea. What
T
why can't I think of
Castaway,
the name?
like that
Yeah,
movie.
Castaway.
Castaway. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
I mean, that was really good.
Yep.
Forrest Gump.
Oh,
We just did
seriously.
another movie review of Forrest Gump, and,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know how you picked that one.
so, yeah, what do you got? Castaway, Saving Private Ryan, The Green Mile, and then his, like, some of his, like, comedies, right? You've Got Mail.
Yep.
Actually, I love that. I love You've Got Mail. That's like a
Catch Me If
guilty
You
pleasure
Can.
movie. I love Catch Me If You Can. Oh, I keep seeing
Catch Me If
clips
You
of
Can
that
is a good
with
movie. Yeah.
man, Catch Me If
It's
You Can
really
is a
good
great movie.
with,
Apollo 13, Captain Phillips, or yeah, Captain Phillips.
extremely what is that one? Extremely Dangerous, Incredibly Close or something like that. That was really good about September 11th.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Dude, that was a good one with Meg Ryan.
Seriously,
And then,
okay. Yeah.
like,
All
it's
right.
just
We'll do that episode. We'll do that episode.
it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good, man.
Battle of the
Yeah, we
Toms.
Dude,
yeah,
this is so
seriously.
fun, like, movie people talking about movies. This is, like, it's so fun.
Alright. Next up, we're getting into some Marvel stuff now. Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers. Parker, you predicted a 55 critic, 78 audience. Nate, an 81 and a 76. Ben, a 64 and a 79. I was 80 and 78. The actuals are 88 and 93. So Parker, 0 points. You were
Yep.
33 off and 15 off. Nate, you get 2 points. You were within 7 for the critic. Ben is 0, 24 and 14. And then I get 2 points because I was within 8 for the critic. Nate, you liked Thunderbolts, right?
I did. Yeah, I was I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it would get those marks, but I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. But I thought they did well. I mean, they didn't quite recapture. It's not quite early Marvel stuff, but it was good.
Parker, what about you?
I have not seen Thunderbolts yet.
No?
It's
Okay.
definitely worth watching.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I I liked it significantly more than I know we'll get to it, but more than Fantastic Four. I thought Thunderbolts was
Yes,
way more
significantly more.
way more enjoyable
Yeah,
than Fantastic Four. I mean, it was good humor. I thought like the whole anti-hero thing was cool. I thought they did it well.
and they didn't
I
do it
thought
overdo it.
no, they didn't, right? And I think Red Guardian was just hilarious and like the humor actually landed really well, which it just so it felt like a Marvel movie whereas Fantastic Four, as we'll get to, I didn't find the humor landed. I know they tried to make Johnny funny, but it was like, you're not very funny.
Cringe.
And yeah, so Parker, will you watch this?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Here, just a sec. I'm going to very quickly here. I just want to give us a running total of where we're at so far. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Perfect. So as of right now, oh, I just realized I did that. Let's fix this. This is good radio here. 1 second. And so as of right now, currently after Thunderbolts, Parker, you have 12 points. Nate, you have 16 points. Ben has 7 points, and I am in the lead with 19 points. So after about halfway through so far, Nate, you and I are pretty close. Parker trailing behind by 4 points to Nate and 7
Man,
points to me.
getting
Okay.
schwacked.
Yep. All right. Next up, Karate Kid Legends.
Oh,
Karate Kid Legends. I mean, no Cobra Kai, but Karate Kid Legends. Still a good movie, at least in my opinion.
I
So
enjoyed
Parker,
it.
you, yeah, oh yeah, I did. It was fine. It was good. I mean, I'm not chomping at the bit to watch it again, but I enjoyed it. It was still good. Parker, 85 for critic, 95 for audience. Nate, you were 83 and 96. Ben was a 72 and an 85 and I was 86 and 94. And so the actual scores for this were a 59 for the critic and a 90 for the audience. So, Nate, the
What a
audience was
disparity.
yeah, the audience was like you, Nate. You really liked it. I know you liked it more than I did, but I still enjoyed it. But yeah, critics did not like it very much. So Parker, you were within 5 points for the audience, so you get 5 points there. Nate, you were within 10. Yeah, you got 6 for the audience. You got 2 points. Ben got 5 points for the audience, and then I got 5 points for the audience as well. So, yeah, okay. So as of right now, that
Wait, you got
then
0 points, Jordan?
no, I got 5 points because I was within 4. So it was a
So so
94,
so
my
0?
guess. No. No zeros. No
Dang it.
zeros there, boys. Nope. No zeros
I
there.
gotta make my comeback.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So as of right now, so that gives Parker, you are now at 17 points. Nate, you're at 18 points. Ben's at 12, and I'm at 24 points after
Did you
that.
Come
see
on,
this,
So
Nate, we
Parker?
gotta come back, Nate.
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, Nate.
All right.
Parker, what did you see it?
I haven't seen this one yet, no, but I knew it was gonna rank high with the audience because of just, the nostalgia. They brought back, Ralph, and I just knew that it was gonna be high. It makes sense that the critics would rate it low and the audience would rate it high for me for this one. It just makes sense.
Yeah, like, bringing Ralph in, honestly,
It was
was
forced.
it was forced, yeah,
Really?
and it was pretty late in the movie. These trailers make it seem like he's, like, an integral part of the story. He doesn't come in until maybe 2/3 of the way through the movie, maybe a little
Oh,
bit
wow.
later than that even, and it didn't really make a ton of sense, honestly. Like,
Okay.
he didn't need to be there really at all, but they did it obviously for the trailers to show that. I mean, they would've been crazy not to with the success of Cobra Kai for him not to
Yeah.
be in it in some way, but yeah, very minor role, but I enjoyed it. I thought the kid, whatever, I forget his name, but I thought
He
he did a
was
good job.
great, and the girl that played his, like, love interest, I thought the 2 of them stole the show. Like, Jackie Chan was good. I always enjoyed Jackie Chan, but it wasn't about the other guys, it was about them, and they did a great job.
Yep,
So, it's very they're very endearing, so it's
yep,
like, your wife will like this, Parker.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
Colleen
Was
yep,
really
Ben
enjoyed
Ben
this.
Ben Wang and Joshua
yep.
Jackson?
Yeah,
Okay.
Joshua Jackson actually was great.
yeah,
He became kind of what you thought Ralph Macchio was gonna be, and
Oh, wow,
Joshua
okay.
Jackson became that. He was kind of the new mentor in his life, and I thought he was great. So much so that it's like when they brought in, LaRusso, it's like, "You don't actually need to be here." I
I
actually think
agree,
Josh
yeah, that
Jackson did a good job of being the mentor.
yeah,
So,
it was cool.
alright, next up, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
Oh, man, I have not seen this yet, and I really wanna watch it.
I haven't
Okay.
seen it either.
No, I haven't either. No. I haven't even seen. I think I've missed at least
This
one
is
John
another
Wick.
one where I thought that the critics would rate it really harshly. It's just that type of
So,
movie, but
yep,
we'll
so
see.
you picked 55, Parker, and a 70 for the audience. Nate, you were a 65 and a 58. Ben was a 60 and a 60. I was a 75 and a 67.
Man,
The
Jordan, you're crushing
actual
it, bro.
the actuals were a 76 and a 92. So that means for Ballerina, Parker, 0 points.
Zippo,
Nate,
man.
0 points. Ben, 0 points. Me, I get 5 points there because I was within 1. The 75 was my prediction, and it was a 76 for the critic, for a new running total of
92
17 p
is fascinating to me.
yeah.
I
Man,
agree.
that's higher than, wasn't that
It
higher
is
than
it's the 2nd
Higher
highest rated
than
movie.
Avengers,
Oh, sorry, that's
Yeah,
not true.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, yeah, not sorry, there's a few actually higher. Yeah, it was higher than, yeah, Karate Kid, it was higher than Jurassic World,
that's
obviously
wild
higher
to
than
me.
Snow White, higher than Mission Impossible.
That's what I was thinking of,
Yeah,
Mission Impossible. It's like, man, it's higher than that one?
yeah,
The
yeah.
John Wick IP
I
is
haven't
really strong, man.
it really is. I
It's
haven't
like got
seen it
that
though,
cultic
and
following, and
Yeah,
maybe the boomers with Mission Impossible are just old.
it could be.
It's just not relating to the younger crowds.
yeah.
They
I
couldn't handle the intensity.
I'm a little bit surprised though, just because I think so much of it people love John Wick, because John Wick is
Yeah,
such a cool character. So, I don't know, like, the world of John Wick, it's interesting, sure, but it's not that, like, people want John Wick. It's like, John Wick's the guy who had his dog killed and went and killed all the dudes who did it, and it's like, that's what everybody fell in love with John Wick. So
the
I'm
Baba
fascinated to
Yaga.
see. Yeah, that's right, the Baba Yaga, yeah. And so, anyways, it was really well received. So, I mean, I don't know where you can stream this right now, but
I think you
I
have to
think I have
rent
to
it.
watch.
I don't think it's available to be streamed, to be honest with you. I
Okay, yeah, so I have to
think you have to
watch
rent
John
it.
Wick
Or I meant
4.
like a s like it's not on a streaming service is what I meant. You can stream it, you just have to rent it
Yeah,
or
you
Yeah,
buy it
can rent it
rather.
right now on Prime, but
where to
you gotta pay for it.
stream. Yeah, so if there's actually a website for people wanna, I don't know if you know this, justwatch.com,
Oh,
and
no.
it'll actually tell you where in your country a movie is available for streaming. And so right now in Canada, it is not streaming anywhere free, you have to rent it. Yeah, there's nowhere
I
to
think,
actually.
so I'm looking at, Rotten Tomatoes right now, it does very similar things where right now it says you can do Fandango at home, and then if you go
Okay,
to
yep.
IMDb, it shows rent or buy.
Okay.
But that would be
So
cool if we had a watch well blog and, to
there
compete
you
here,
go.
we could do the same thing.
That's right.
Yes.
That's a very helpful feature to have. Okay. So standing total now 17 Parker, 18 Nate, 12 Ben, 29 for moi. All right.
Harsh.
So at this moment in the podcast, I would like to offer like to offer Jordan a teammate contract here so that we can join forces
Huh.
so that we can take down Jordan
So if you and I
together.
team up, then we just combine our scores
We
against
just
Jordan?
That's
I like
right.
it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
like
I don't know.
Survivor style alliance.
Can't let
I'm
Jordan
just gonna.
win. He's
I,
set this whole thing up. It's like he's cheating or
I'm
something.
Yeah, he's the one with the
I'm just gonna.
spreadsheets. It's kinda like how in Monopoly, the banker always wins.
Yeah, or like, The Office with Kevin, and he's got his little secret number thing that makes everything work out.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. On that, real quick, I'd be curious to talk to you guys at some point about the paper. If you guys are gonna watch that,
We definitely need to
like,
do an episode on that.
That's a
are
whole
you going
I'm
to
gonna
episode.
watch
Don't
watch
it?
get
it.
us sidelined.
I'm
We
gonna
watch
watch
The
it.
Office. I've seen The Office like 10 times all the way through.
Oh yeah,
I love
yeah.
that. I love
Okay,
that show.
so you're gonna watch the paper. I'm gonna watch
Oh,
the paper.
absolutely. Yeah. I
Okay.
actually
All right.
here, let me look this up. Now that you bring that up, I think uh hang on. Uh right here. This is the paper. I'm pretty sure this has ties to where I'm from in Toledo.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah.
Documentary crew searches for new subject, finding a dying Midwestern newspaper in its publisher's efforts to revive it. I'll have to look at this. Yeah, I think it's based out of Ohio. Yeah, Toledo. Yeah, that's where I'm
Oh, cool.
from. That's like
Oh,
my
very cool.
city.
Oh,
That's
very cool.
sweet.
So we're
Well, we'll have
definitely
to talk.
gonna
Yeah, we'll have to talk
watch
about
that.
that because I've heard good things. So I say that with a little bit of reluctance, but it is
And that's on
Greg.
Peacock.
Yes, and here I think we have to get it on like Stack TV or something like that, but it is available here as well. And it was Greg Daniels, the guy who created The Office in America. He co-created the paper, so he's involved with it. So you know, might be good. So we'll see. All right,
Hopefully it's
next
good.
up.
I mean, it probably won't hold up to the original. It
No,
never
it
does,
can't.
but it'll be
It
interesting.
yeah, it can't. All right, How to Train Your Dragon. Parker, you predicted a 90 for critic, 95 for the audience. Nate, 93, 91. Ben was an 85 and an 83. I was an 86 and an 80. The real critic score was 76, and the audience highest score out of any movie. It's actually tied with another one, but the highest score, a 97 for the audience. Wow. So audience loved it. Critics did not. Parker, you were within 2. You said a 95, so you got 5 points for the audience score. Nate, you get 2 points. You were within 6. You had a 91 for the audience score. Ben gets 2 points. He was within 9 for the critics. And I get 2 points for being within 10 of the critic as
Gosh,
well.
man, you're always getting
I
points.
know. I know. I'm feeling good about it right now. All right. Did you see this, Parker? I did not. I haven't
I
even
haven't
seen
either.
the animated one.
Oh, no, the
No.
animated's so good. And I think that, again, I'm gonna preface, I haven't seen it yet, but the trailer made it look like a shot-for-shot remake, and I
Yes.
think if they just stayed true to that, I really think, I'm gonna put this in air quotes, the live action, because it's really not live action, it's just better
Yeah.
animation.
They didn't get
But
real dragons.
they didn't get yeah, it's still just better CGI, it's just not whatever. But, if they stick true to the shot for shot remakes, I think that's what the audience wants. They want the
Yep.
same show, but they want it to look real.
Yeah.
Like when I
Yep.
watch Lion King or when I watch Mufasa or when I watch any of the other Disney live action remakes, I personally I want the same movie with the same thing. I just want it to look real.
Yes,
Mm.
agreed.
And there's a lot of
Yep.
people that
Well,
disagree with that, and that's okay. But I think that's why it gets to 97% is because that's what most people want. Is they want the nostalgia. They want to see, like, the big thing for me was with Lion King. They cut out the whole Rafiki part where he hits Simba on the head with his
yeah.
stick. And that whole
and
goofy like, they removed all that.
yeah, which is actually like a pivotal movie moment, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it was actually, yeah, very beneficial to the plot. So it's like, I think that's why, you know, I wonder if the critics, the reason why they rated it lower, it'd be interesting to know if the critics rated it lower for that exact same reason as opposed to the audience liking it.
right.
I'd be
They
interested to
wanted
know
some
that.
artistic creativity or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, we have to we do have to move a little bit quicker now. Nate, I know you have to wrap up soon, so we're gonna fly through the last four here. We've already talked about these movies a little bit, but we're gonna try to move a little bit faster now. So we've got next up F1. This movie was very well received. Parker, you said 86-98. Nate, you said 80 and 90. Ben, 94-97. Critic, 93-96 for me. The real scores were 82 critic and 97 as well for the audience. So,
I think we all
Parker,
got points on that one,
you
didn't we?
you got 10 points for getting within 5 on the, your, both.
Both.
Nate, you got 7 points for being within 5 and then being within 10. Benjamin gets a perfect 10.
Wow.
He guessed the audience score perfectly, and then I get 5 points for being within 1 of the audience score.
All right, this our
Now,
comeback, Parker.
Here it
so
is.
Parker, you 32, Nate 27, Ben 24, me 36. Parker, did you see this one?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, you know what?
What
This
month
this
did
I'm
this
is
one
looking
come out
forward
in?
to it
This
though.
came out in June of 27. Okay, so we're creeping up
yeah.
on baby here. So that was the main
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
why I
yeah.
didn't go see Superman is because it came out. What did it come out on the 11th, and she was born on the 10th.
There
So
you
we're
go.
Yeah.
like, that's what
Yeah.
the big wrench got thrown into my schedule,
Yeah.
if you can even
Yeah.
call it a
So
wrench.
I think this movie was largely I think the story was good, but I think just the cinematography is what really just blew everybody away, is, the same guy who made Top Gun: Maverick, so not
Yeah, I know
surprising, but 97.
we gotta rip through these, but the vibe that I get from the trailer is very Moneyball-esque.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
vibe I get. It's shot very similar. I think I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I get. I don't. We'll see.
yeah.
I'll watch it and see if it's
I'm
true.
gonna try to go see that soon because I feel like this is one that needs to be experienced in the theater, so I'm gonna try to.
Yes.
Alright, next up, Jurassic World Rebirth. Parker, 48 was your critic prediction, 75 for audience. Nate, 56, 63. Ben, 39, 71. I was a 45 and a 70. The real actual critic score was 51. Audience was a 71. So Parker, another 10 points for being within 5 on both of those. Nate, another 7 points for being within 5 and then being within 2. Or sorry, being within 5 and being within 10, so you get 7 points there. Benjamin gets another perfect. Another
Jeez,
perfect
man.
prediction. Yeah, it's 71. And then I
Go
got
Ben.
7 points. I got 7 points for,
Still getting
being
points
within
every time,
10.
Jordan.
I know. So now totals are 43, Ben 34, Nate 34, and Parker 42. So I am 1 point up on Parker Brown.
Wow, straight
Oh
down to
man,
the
it's gonna be a
wire.
knockout drag out.
I haven't seen it again, but I was talking to a guy, Nate. This came out when we were on holidays or just before, and there was a guy at NBC, and he saw I was wearing like a Jurassic Park tank shirt just that I bought at
Right.
Walmart. So he thought I was a huge Jurassic Park fan. It's like I like them, but he was like, "Oh man, did you see it?" It's like, "No, I haven't." How was it? He said, "Oh, it was great." So okay, cool. I mean, it seems like audience was like meh on it. 71 is not
Yeah.
anything great. Critics kind of panned it. So I, I
This is just a series or a franchise that's just fallen out of favor. The first few were great, and then it just kinda dragged on, and it failed to capture the next generation, and we all kinda got bored of it. It just is what it is, I think.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is a if it's on streaming services, I might watch it. If I have an evening, maybe I will. Not really. I don't care that much to watch Scarlett Johansson girl boss. It's kind of like meh. So I like Jurassic Park,
I think
but
Chris Pratt really drove the reboot, and then when
yeah,
you lose
I
that,
agree.
and then I think
yeah,
just there's only so much writing you can do for the topic and the
Yeah.
story of what this is,
Why do they
because
keep
it's always
going
just
back?
yeah, it's just why do they keep going back? As opposed to something like, Mission Impossible that's heavy on story and, John Wick that can be heavy on story even though it's just, shoot 'em up, kinda whatever. You can still rely on the story. There's just not
Yeah.
that cultic following for this as there is for the other ones.
All right. Second last, we've already talked about a little bit. Fantastic Four. Parker, you were a 60 critic, 45 audience. Nate, 40, 35. Ooh, Nate, you thought the audience was not going to like Fantastic Four.
Nope.
Do
I think
Ben
my
was a
my
seven.
opinion was right, even though
Yep.
proved to be wrong.
That's
Ben
right.
was a 70 and an 82. I was 65, 70. Actuals are 86 critic, 91 audience. So Parker, 0 points. Nate, 0 points. Ben got 2 points for the audience score, and I was 0 points. So as we're going into the final movie, Superman, I have a 1 point lead over Parker. Nate and Ben are, or sorry, Ben is now at 36. Nate, you are at a 34. This
Unbelievable.
movie was just fine. It was fine.
I'm
It was
shocked it
not,
got as high as it did. I really
I
was.
can't believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
I will say this, the visuals in this movie were great. And there were a couple things that I'm like, "Oh, that's cool that they did that," where they kinda prioritized family, right? They kinda
Yeah.
made a pro-life argument, even though I'm sure they didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just okay.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if the younger generation is appealing to Fantastic Four because the IP hasn't been driven into the ground, and then because it's something new, it can get they don't care as much about the story. They just want something new because their entire lives have been Iron Man, Hulk, Black
Sure.
Widow, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and Thor,
Yeah.
and because it's new, it might work better.
That's a good point.
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
Just a
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the guy, like the aesthetic was awesome. It was a really
I
cool
agree. That
aesthetic
was
that they
that
went
was my
with.
favorite part.
Yeah, and, I feel like all the actors, they did their roles well. I think they just tried to make Johnny the comedic relief, and he just didn't really do that very well. The humor wasn't really there in the movie, but it was fine. Better than Brave New World by a long shot. So, if we're comparing it to recent Marvel stuff, much better, but Thunderbolts, AKA New Avengers, was way better.
Agreed.
Alright, last up,
Alright. It's gotta be a big one for me.
Superman. Parker, you predicted a 70 and an 80. Nate, 72 critic, 72 audience. Ben was a 57 critic, 67 audience. And I was a 60 and a 74 audience. The actual scores, 83 critic, 91 audience. 0 points for Parker, 0 points for Nate, 0 points for Ben, 0 points for me,
Wait,
which
wait, wait,
now
wait.
give
What did I say again?
you said a 70 and an 80, and it was
Oh, okay.
83 and an 80, which was a 91. So you
Yeah,
were
and
11
right
points
now it's
off
at
and
90.
13
For the
points
record,
off.
right now it's at 90.
So right at this moment, it's at a 90?
Right at this moment, it's at 90% for audience.
Wait, are we doing that for all of them?
I don't know if we're doing that for all of them, but just this one.
Well, so we're going to say this was done a week ago.
That's
So
fine, that's fine.
Of course we are,
as
Jordan.
of
As
as
he puts his
of
crown on.
well, because I'd have to go through. I'd have to go through and check all of them again. I would have to go through and recheck all of them.
Yeah, we don't
Which
have time for that.
we're
We got other things to do.
no, no, no. So, which means based on when this was compiled about a week or two ago, that leaves me with 43 points, Parker with 42 points, Ben with 36 points, and Nate with 34 points.
Darn.
Hey, you know what, man? What a great competition.
It was.
Down
Yeah.
to 1 point.
Yep.
Yeah, like you had those two tens, right? You had
Clutch.
15 points. That was
Clutch.
big. I mean, Ben kind of came up near the end there with two perfect scores. Like that was big. I think it was just like I was just a little bit more consistent. I just kind of got the 2s and the 5s, and so. But anyway, so there it is,
I think we
ladies and
should do
gentlemen.
I think we should do this competition annually. That would be
Yeah,
fun because
Yeah,
I
let's
go.
really enjoy
annual
it.
block like summer blockbuster
Y
episode.
That would be
Yeah,
fun.
because I think we did a good window, right? It was that kind of like April to July-ish, because that's usually when the bigger movies start, like spring, summer is when the big movies start coming out. So, and these are all pretty big blockbuster type movies. So,
Yeah.
anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I am your champion. The belt is in the mail, and
Yeah, we
we'll
should do
have
a
to,
belt and everything and
yeah,
pass it back.
and then
That would
we'll,
be fun.
and then if Parker, you win it, we'll have to mail it down to you, or we'll drive
Yep,
down to Ohio. You're not that far, right? You're within
yep.
probably like what, 6 hours of us, probably. Yeah,
Are you
not
gonna
that
be at
far.
Fight Laugh Feast, Parker?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
We'll
I
get
think
we'll get
We'll
so,
see
some
you
man.
there.
hangout time.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
That'll be good. I
Perfect.
think I'm actually driving down. If my wife can come, I think obviously I'll drive with her, but if she can't come, then I'm driving down with Greg Moore from Dead Men Walking. So,
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. The first annual Rotten Tomato movie score predictions of Reforming Nerddom. I feel great. I feel
that
really
sounds
good.
great.
Well, mashup.
First annual
Oh yeah,
movie
first
score
annual.
competition. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I feel like we could involve even like I think Keith would be wonderful to
Keith would
have
be great.
in this as well. I mean,
All of his favorite
Josh
movies.
as well.
We'll have to do some research though, because all of his movies are like from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
All
Yeah.
black and
So,
whites.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, did they even have movies back then?
I don't know.
yeah.
Not many.
Silent films?
That's right. All
You
right.
guys are
All
gonna
right.
have to clip that and send it to him. That's funny.
Oh, we will. That'll be
Oh
our
yeah.
short
No.
this week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Keith
Yeah.
Foskey, Silent Films back in the day.
Well,
Superman 78.
boys, I know I had fun. This was
I did
good.
too.
So,
Even
What a
though I
Parker,
great time.
lost.
yeah. I mean, there's always next year, right?
There
There's always
is.
next year.
Well, just keep in mind that
So,
I have to beat all 3 of you, 4 of you.
yeah,
It's true.
I'm the only one
that's right.
guy.
That's true.
Yeah,
But this
that's
is
right.
an individual competition. I take no joy in Jordan beating anybody.
Okay, fair. As long as this
I mean,
isn't like Watchwell against Reforming Nerdum every year.
Oh,
It's
no.
just me
No,
against
no, no.
3 people.
No, this is solo. I mean, I feel like everybody should be happy that Ben lost, because I feel like Ben had won a couple things in a row,
That's
like the
true.
high score thing that we were doing.
It's
He
true.
he needed to be brought down a peg or two. So
Yeah,
That's
it's
I'm
fun.
happy. I feel like we all win in that Ben lost.
That
And
Ben
he's
lost.
not here right now, so we can kind of chirp him a little bit. So Ben did not. Ben lost. That's good. Even though technically Nate, you had the worst score, but Ben lost is what we're gonna tell everybody. So all right, well, boys, this was a lot of fun. Parker, why don't you just, before we wrap up here, why don't you just remind everybody where they can find you and your show and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so we are on YouTube. We're on all audio podcast platforms at the Watchwell Podcast. You can find us on X at the what is it? At Watchwell Pod, I think. And then you can find me at Real Parker Brown on X. And I have a production company. If you're a business that needs any, production or social media help or anything like that, you can find us at www.vindicatedproductions.com.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Well, brother, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man,
Always a
it's a
pleasure.
blast.
We're gonna. I don't think we can do any of these movie actor related things episodes. We're gonna have to get you on, because we have to do those. At least one of those we gotta get you on, and we'll have you on more. It's always great having you. So listeners, thank you again for tuning in. Just a reminder that you can make sure to subscribe on podcast services. Check us out on YouTube. Also, we'd love for you to join us over on Patreon and Discord. You can go there, sign up. We'd love you to have us join us over there. But until next time, stay nerdy.